What's up, guys? How you feeling? I was over next door, and then I was sitting there in the house, and it's like we're talking and we're working on things. So go over next door and clear off, shift some songs onto the computer, and clear off some space, and let's talk. It's just Sunday morning. Let's talk. I want a Sunday kind of love. Yeah, one that loves them, that lives past Saturday night. I definitely do. I really want a Sunday kind of love. So I sat down, I was waiting for the computer to warm up and do its thing, and I went into the living room to look at any kind of basketball stuff to watch. And I'm probably going to go watch Washington, Oregon State, the tape, the rerun of the Washington, Oregon State game. I don't think I'm going to watch the Syracuse Duke thing. Poor Jimmy Boeheim. He went off. Yeah, I look at that too, and it was obvious it was a block. And because Fair made a really good move and made himself hard to draw a charge on. And so Hood had to be moving, and it was a home kind of, but they said it might be impossible to call any charges with the new rules and stuff, but that was definitely a block, like Miles Simon talked about last night, and it did mess up the game. And they said if that had been a tournament game, that would be totally different, but Jim Boeheim can kind of take it, make his point, so he doesn't have to have that same thing happen to him in a tournament, which was a very intelligent psychological move, which is why he's a very successful basketball coach. And he handled it real well. He said, I didn't get hurt. I thought it was funny. I thought his reaction was very, he had to do what he had to do for his team. And so that wouldn't happen to him again later. And I didn't want the game to be decided on that call, and he was right. And so it was a very intelligent, analytical move. So yeah, Jim Boeheim made the right move there. That was cool. Anybody who knows basketball knows that. But I got distracted because it's basketball. Basketball distracted me from what I watched this morning. I was watching the things, and there was a show on and stuff, and I was watching commercials, which are usually irrational. Bondage, you can call your kids for this much money and all that. Why can't I just have access, since I paid for the satellites, to call my grandkids whenever I want? I won't do it all the time, especially if it's free. You gotta. Hey man, we put the satellites up there, we put the stuff up there, the surveillance networks and stuff like that. Why can't I use them to talk to my grandkids? Why can you guys use them to keep your surveillance on it so you can extort and exploit people for more money, and don't tell anybody if anything's bad's happening with someone's grandkids or someone's kids thereof? If bad sexual activity is doing, you can set up psychologists and other kind of people to cover up your trail so you can abuse people and then extort people with money and exploitation and extortion. If we use our resources to protect rather than extort or exploit, that's going to change our whole general dynamic, which brings me to my next subject. There was a Rihanna Takeover on Fuse, and I'm like, wow, I want to watch that. Like, why? I don't want to watch that. I mean, she's a very physically attractive woman, but I'm not. This is going to sound so bad. I'm going to get myself in so much trouble. I like one Rihanna song a lot. A lot. And the rest of her songs I'm just not that into. But my favorite song of hers is, don't tell me you're sorry 'cause you're not. The only reason you're sorry is 'cause you got caught and you look so ugly when you cry. Take a bow. I really like that song. Natalie was into it, and I sat and listened to it, and I was like, I like that song. That's a good song. I mean, vocally it sounds the best of any of the songs I've heard her in, and so I like that song. And there's one song I particularly don't like, and I shouldn't be hard on people's lifestyle. It's S&M. I'm perfect. And they wrap her in plastic at the beginning of this, and then she's talking about things. And I watched the video, and I didn't find it particularly sexually attractive at all. I mean, she's sexually attractive, but I felt like a dad watching a little girl who I wanted to help. It was like watching lingerie football with Natalie. Yeah, when they had lingerie football on, and Natalie goes, watch, this is on, watch this with me. And I'm like watching it with my 13-year-old daughter going, Natalie. And then I saw the men in the crowd, when they would lean over to watch the girls tackle each other in their underwear so they could get a better view. And I was like, this is horrible. I mean, if they're going to play football, they're getting, that in their underwear that's not cool. I mean, you wear pads and stuff when you play on artificial turf because it rips your skin up, it tears you up. No. I mean, these girls are good athletes. If they want to play football, let them play football, but let them wear uniforms like a man, and don't have them play in their underwear. The men don't play in their underwear for a reason, And I mean, it was like it couldn't be sexually arousing. I mean, I guess if I was watching it without Natalie, I would be a little bit more sexually aroused, but I wouldn't watch it if she hadn't said, "Look," and we sat and watched it. And I was like, "Why are we watching this?" I'm uncomfortable because all I could think of was Natalie has a nice body, and I could think of is, shit, in 7 years that could be my Natalie playing football because guys ogling her, and that really started pissing me off. I mean, I wanted to be a sexually attractive human being for a guy that has her in her lingerie in the bedroom and protects her and takes care of her and loves her, but not, I was watching it, and then, I understand and I psychoanalyze people real well. And people that want, the world's abusive and aggressive, and it's so abusive and aggressive that people that go into sadomasochistic kinds of sexual tendencies want to have an aspect of their abuse that they can control, and your sex pleasure things and stuff like that, so they have to have it mixed in with their sex. Vanilla sex man. Freaky sex is doggy style and 69 and if giving your wife a bath and a shower and once you clean her up, sexually gratifying her in the shower and then doing it doggy style in the shower is freaky ass sex, then yeah, I'm a Cancer that's into freaky ass sex. But to me, I think, back in the day, I guess that was considered freaky because it was just missionary style, and if you went doggy style, you were really stepping out of bounds. And if you're orally gratifying one another, if you have very good oral, if you have very good hygiene and you remain monogamous, you become accustomed to each other's, But I would avoid, try to, as much as freaky women like certain freaky things and stuff like that, stick to the parts that all right. And if you have a man, if a woman orally gratifies you, your sperm is very hostile and aggressive, and you shouldn't be going into your woman's digestive system. So try not to make her, swallow it. It's not healthy for your wife to do that. So please do not. And what else? Women's is a lubricant and not a aggressive, So it's okay if a woman's, secretion is in your mouth, but don't secrete in hers. It's just common sense. Wow, this is so wild. Thanks, Rihanna. This is very adult of you. I didn't, in that video, no, I mean, you're sexually attractive, but it made me feel like you were a little girl who I need to sit down and have a little talk with and help you through. I mean, do not flirt with me, young lady. My God, in 2007, I had a sexual fantasy. And that wasn't a sexual fantasy, it was a sexual telekinetic episode with you. Yeah, no, it was really weird. I was sitting there, and I had this thing, I was like, if I left for New Mexico and followed the trial that I was supposed to do, I wouldn't. It was telling me, I was like, no way. You mean I'm going to start having sex with someone that physically attractive? Yeah, that famous, attractive, physically attractive women are going to have sex with you if you leave you leave Arizona for New Mexico and follow the path you're supposed to follow away from Amy. You're going to have sex with. And then when I got back to Sierra Vista, because they had a thing where I accidentally saw Natalie naked, they had me thinking it was, because as they turned in the face, I thought it was Amy, and then it was Natalie, and then it was like, no, and then I'm like, whoa. And my ex-wife resembles Jennifer Lopez a lot. They really fuck with you really hard, Rihanna. They can use mental things to really screw with your head, and they can you're like a network, and it can be garbage in and garbage out, and they really screw with you, and they're really mean, okay, just so you know. So a lot of the mental things that you get, can be screwed with by your just watching TV, going on the internet and being fricked and sticked with. And the Wi-Fi signals work for phones, but they can also work in people that have strong telekinetic episodes. And they can really fuck with you really hard, so you have to be able to cut through the garbage in, garbage out real well, and get your rationality and think of what's real, what's not, what you want to do, and what you don't. Okay, baby girl? So, Whips and Chains don't excite me. No, it's just a song. I understand, but I'm a very vanilla and strawberry, vanilla and chocolate kind of sexual guy, I just like being there with her, I don't like stuff that's too aggressive, too abusive, or too anything like that. I don't like the pleasure praying principle with it and everything like that. I mean, I don't like it to hurt. I like it to feel good. I like it to feel good all the way through, and I love just feeling good with her, and then waking up with her, going to sleep with her, and I like the smells. Yeah, the smells are good. I like a funk bomb. I like that, girl. I see what you're talking about there. Dang, I like you. I like you a lot. You're very attractive. I saw you. It was before the tattoo. Are those tattoos real on your back and stuff like that? I saw you before you got too tatted. So it was different. So it was a spiritual thing. I don't think it was a physical thing. Okay, that's cool. We're spiritually connected. I didn't even know who you were in 2007. No, I had not a clue. I was like, who is that woman? You turned around and it was you. You were. I was laying down on the bed and you were. I like booties. So I like when a woman gets across me and with her facing away from me and looking over her shoulder and rubs her if she gets excited and rubs on her genitals across my genitals. Yeah, I like that a lot. It really, yeah, that's fun. Because it's fun to watch and it's fun to look in the field. Everything's nice and, yeah. Sex Dr. Rihanna. Yeah, it's fun. It is, Rihanna. It's a lot of fun when women do that for us. We like that a lot. Well, a lot of guys like it. I don't know if a lot of guys like it. I know this guy, which has 2 thumbs and likes it. This guy. Yeah. Wow. You don't hold back. You okay. I don't want to talk to you anymore, young lady. You're not out of line. We're just talking. But yeah, the people that get into certain kind of sadomasochistic tendencies see love as a painful thing, and so they want to have it something they can control. Like the dude from INXS. Yeah, the guy that died from asphyxiation or whatever and stuff. When he was having that's very sad. I don't like talking about that. That makes me sad. Well, because one of my favorite songs, yeah, I love that song, Never Tear Us Apart. I was standing, you were there, 2 worlds collided. Each and every one of us has devil inside. That's okay, but my favorite is the one, yeah. And they will never tear us apart. I was standing, you were there. Yeah, that's a good one, man. I really like that song from INXS. Yeah. You're one of my kind. They also did sing that song. Yeah, I forgot about that one. You know who INXS is? They're a white group. You know that, girl? I'm just joking with you, man. I'm joking. I know. You're a white guy that listens to Marvin Gaye. I can be a black girl that listens to INXS. There you go. You're in the Wham. No way. You like George Michael growing up. Did it make you upset when you found out he was gay? I think that broke a lot of girls' hearts. George Michael is one attractive man. He's gorgeous. I agree. I mean, he's gorgeous. Andrew Ridgeley's gorgeous too. They're both really attractive men. I mean, they're physically just beautiful men. And no, George Michael, I mean, just an attractive man, And so, as a woman, I would be upset if he was gay too. I would be very upset because if I was as a guy, I wouldn't mind looking more like George Michael, so women would be attracted to me, But then if you're gay, George Michael's a very attractive man, and Andrew Ridgeley are very attractive men to have as a prospective spouse, So yeah, I can understand that a lot, but I'm not. I would just want the attractiveness I see in George Michael is I would like to look like a George Michael because I would like to be that attractive to a woman, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. I'm not envious. I'm just sitting there going, wow, and. Like Tyrese Gibson, I think, the woman, he's a very attractive man, so his woman is very happy of how attractive he is. So I think, and if he grows into a stronger, more faithful, loving man, like some semi-homely old man like me, I mean, just think of how beautiful that's going to be for the woman that gets to be with him. You know what I mean? That's the way I see it. And so that's the way I see the world evolving from what we've evolved into, and that stinks. That segues me into my next feed and stuff like that. You don't know I know where I'm going with it. All right, baby girl, this is cool. Rihanna Takeover, huh? Well, try not to take over so much. All right, just relax a little bit there, girl. Who's your daddy? This is cool, man. Oh, the darkness and everything. Well, I got some light coming in, but it's kind of overcast. Well, this makes me appear a little more ominous and a little bit more aloof, and stuff like that. So, and it gives me a presence, that's a little bit more like, so you're a little bit more intimidated. So you don't try to come on to me too much and make me have an accident in my sweats and my shorts. You know what I'm saying, girl? All right, you got that? All right. I'm just kidding with you, man.